Well, testimony continues this morning in the trial of Jimmy Rodgers for his role in the brutal murder of beloved local doctor Teresa Sievers. Now, Lisa Greenberg covered this murder for hire case extensively when it happened in 2015, and she's committed to anchoring our coverage of the trial from the courthouse each and every morning. So she's live right now outside of the Lee County Courthouse. And Lisa, you have more on what we can expect to see happening in court today.
That is right, Amy. Today marks the start of week 3 in the trial against Jimmy Rodgers for the murder of Dr. Teresa Sievers. We expect more witnesses for the state to come into the courtroom this morning starting at 8:30. But I do want to give you a recap of some of the background in this case. So remember, prosecutors say Jimmy Rodgers killed Dr. Teresa Sievers back in June of 2015. They say all of this was done at the direction of Teresa's husband, Mark Sievers. He will go on trial after Jimmy Rodgers is on trial. Now, on Friday, the prosecution called 7 witnesses to the stand, including 3 detectives and 2 forensic investigators who collected evidence in the murder. For most, the main purpose here was to walk the jury through the crime scene and the process of collecting evidence. One of the main pieces of evidence here, though, were fibers collected from Dr. Teresa Sievers' body during her autopsy.
Did you locate any fibers?
Yes.
What's the method you use to recover fibers off Dr. Sievers?
We use clear forensic tape, and we just basically on the sticky side, we touch the areas that are of interest and we just lift, and then we place it on a white card.
It really is an extensive process. Now, in all, that forensic examiner found 13 white cards worth of fibers on Dr. Sievers' body. By itself doesn't really mean much, right? But that's also one reason why the prosecution has so many witnesses taking the stand. They are using each witness to tie all of the evidence together to help the jury get a clear idea of what exactly happened. After that forensic investigator, the state called Lieutenant Michael Downs to the stand. He was a detective on this case, and as part of the investigation, he actually took a trip from here in Southwest Florida to Missouri, and that trip led him to Jimmy Rodgers, he says, and his girlfriend, Taylor Showmaker. We have heard a lot about Taylor Showmaker. She said to these detectives that she led them to an item that is really proven to be key in this case that Rodgers allegedly threw into the woods. Take a listen.
That is a close-up picture of the blue jumpsuit.
And this was a blue jumpsuit that you recovered from the side of the road?
Yes.
And you were on a road to Cadet, Missouri, is that what you're saying? Is that what you just testified to? Where are we?
This is Highway 47 East, which I believe to be in Cadet, Missouri.
Now, Cadet is where Jimmy Rodgers and his girlfriend Taylor Showmaker were living at the time of the murder. They have not tied the two together just yet, but you can see what the prosecution is working to accomplish here. They want to conclusively tie the fibers found on Dr. Sievers to the blue jumpsuit Rodgers threw out on the side of the road, the jumpsuit that he is accused of wearing during that murder. But the defense wants to cast some doubt on this, so listen to their cross-examination.
Fibers are cloth items that we pick up in our everyday life, is that correct?
Fibers can be, cloth items.
Okay. So these would be items that a person might pick up sitting in a seat on an airline plane?
It can be picked up from anywhere.
Off a car seat?
Yes.
Now, we do want to point something out. The state says that Rodgers actually wears those blue jumpsuits for work. He works with lead, and those jumpsuits are meant to prevent contamination. The importance here is the state is trying to use this to prove that Jimmy Rodgers is an expert on not contaminating a scene.